as we welcome in our guy, Brett Goode, to the program this morning. Brett, I am donning the Packers Brett Favre jersey this morning like I told you I would, man. It is a great day to be a former Green Bay Packer player and a now back on the board Green Bay Packers fan.
Are you doing that because you heard he might come out of retirement to replace Aaron if Aaron leaves? But, I mean, that'd be a good run too.
Man, what are those knee pad commercials that?
Oh, the copper fit.
Yeah, copper fit. He looks like he can still sling it a little bit. Brett's one of the.
I think he could throw it. I just don't think he could take a hit.
Yeah, his body I think would go down like a pretty quick. I would anticipate. Now we'll get into some Arkansas stuff coming up, but I did see a quote from Mike Tirico via the New York Post, and he was talking about Brett, how I think one of the reasons Aaron might have been frustrated is because he sees Tom Brady go to Tampa Bay, Chris Godwin, Mike Evans, Ronald Jones, Leonard Fournette. I mean, that Rob Gronkowski, he has got weapon after weapon after weapon. And it felt like he can maximize his success there. And he's like, why can't that be me? Why can't we do that in Green Bay? Do you think that has played a role in why Aaron seems to be so frustrated with the Green Bay Packers organization, specifically the GM?
Yeah, and it's really hard. You know, Aaron and Russell this year both, got that kind of being a diva because they just want talent. They see, just like you said, they see what Tom's gotten. And if you look over the years, Green Bay has done well. I mean, I got to go to a bunch of NFC Championship games, but we didn't have a lot of Pro Bowlers. We had a great team, but we had, a Hall of Fame quarterback there. And so you wonder what would have happened had you got a player here or a player there. Could you have kind of got over that hump and make it to another Super Bowl? And that's ultimately what he's looking for now, is because you're judged by rings.
Yeah, and Aaron's got one on his pedigree, and I hope he gets another, regardless if it's in a Green Bay uniform or not. But I look at his talent. I mean, this is playing with him, and some guys just get put in tough situations. Like, there was no question that the talent that Tom had around him last year, and then defensive-wise, we saw what they did to Patrick Mahomes. Do you think Aaron is best served, if his sole goal from here on out is to win a Super Bowl, Brett, do you think he's best served to stay in Green Bay, or do you think he's best served to pursue opportunities like a Denver, like a New York, and some of the other teams that have been speculated on potentially landing him?
I think if you look at his statistics in the playoffs, Aaron's put up 35 points, and he's had some really good numbers. I think the best place for him is where he's going to have the best defense. It's not even, everybody keeps talking about the offense, and myself included, but if you really break it down, if he goes to somewhere where there's a good defense, or Green Bay somehow comes out in the top 10 defense, that's the only time he's won a Super Bowl. Yeah. Green Bay's defense was really good. You look at, what Tom did in the playoffs and what Tom did in New England, his defense kept him in a lot of football games where Green Bay, the defense didn't, and kind of let him up. And so, I remember one time in the playoff game, he came over and he goes, I can't score 40 every week. And that's the truth once you get in the playoffs, because there's not a next week. And so I think if you're getting, to a Denver, Green Bay, they've got a lot of returning guys. Yeah. So I'm not throwing them out of the mix, but I think he's really looking for that defensive side of the ball to help him out.
Heard Keyshawn Johnson early this morning discussing Miami would be the place. Send Tua up there and some other players. Send Aaron to Miami. He plug him in. You could win the AFC East. You could contend for the AFC title and give teams like Kansas City all they wanted, in the playoffs on the AFC side. Do you think Miami would be a good fit, or is there another fit where, hey, they've got a quarterback that would fit good with Green Bay, and you plug Aaron in, and you probably could make maybe a run to the AFC or NFC title game?
I think Miami is a good fit. They've got a great coach. I don't know about if everybody's completely sold on Tua, and that's the same thing with Denver on lock. Green Bay's going to want a quarterback, to come back, because they're still not certain if Jordan Love is going to be able to play, not this year, but even next year, if he's going to really develop into that starter. So if you can get in a quarterback and some draft picks, maybe a running back, to kind of get in the mix there on special teams, or some defensive linemen there, that I think they would be in that market, but you're still going to give up three to four first rounders as well. So Miami would have to do that, and I don't know if Miami's going to kind of get off course to do that.
Brett Goode with us here. He's part of the team at Henderson Phillips Employer Solutions, former Razorback, former Green Bay Packer. We've been talking about this Arkansas-Texas game. The game time was announced yesterday as a 6 p.m. primetime tilt between the Hogs and the Horns. I know this brings back some old memories for you. You were there at a time where Arkansas got to play Texas. What are your thoughts and memories of your time, and then also this game this fall at 6 o'clock in Fayetteville?
Well, I liked the 03 game a lot better than I did the 04.
Bet you did.
The 04 was the only time in my career in a game I snapped it over somebody's head. But we were winning at halftime, so it is a team game, and the atmosphere was crazy, and it means a lot. You can tell it from the crowd noise and kind of what goes on leading up to it. The game has kind of changed, because we haven't played them as consistent of late. So there's a lot of new Arkansas fans and other fans are just like, we just want to get a win. And it doesn't matter that it's over Texas because it's big for recruiting. I always kind of put it after I got to Green Bay as well. The old timers of Green Bay, they always compared Chicago's big old, Chicago to Little Bitty Green Bay. And that's kind of the way it is for, Arkansas. Texas is a big state. Austin's a big area. And so there's a lot of people that don't give Arkansas a lot of chances in it. And so if we can continue just to make those improvements and start beating them, I think that will help us on the recruiting side as well.
Talking with Brett Goode this morning. Brett, we were also discussing in hour number one, Kevin Pollard of the New York Mets just getting clobbered in the face. I'd like to ask, over the course of your playing career, I know you've dealt with some injuries here and there. What's the worst pain? Did you get kneed somewhere you shouldn't have? Did you get face mask? What's the worst pain you've ever felt over the course of a football game?
Well, the year that we won the Super Bowl, the last preseason game there in Kansas City, I got knocked in the head, but I still don't have a whole lot of feeling on the left side of my neck. So I'd say that one. I got concussed and knocked out, and it was a kind of a bad experience in the long run. I think that was kind of the start of my knee too. I reverse hyperextended it, so it was kind of an overall body jolt. And they didn't give me the drugs that he had after the game to do any media conversation. So I'd like to know what he had. Yeah,
he said, I feel, what did he say? I feel fine, Tommy?
You don't feel fine.
Yeah, you don't.
You took one 90-something miles an hour to the face. You don't feel fine.
You don't look good whatsoever. Yeah, that was a tough type of thing. So kind of back to the Texas game, Brad, you spoke to the games that you participated in, you were a part of. Is this going to bring back some of is this going to help the younger fans around my age and below understand the significance of this heated rivalry, or do you think this is just going to be another game to some of the younger Arkansas fans?
I think if it's a competitive game, and there's going to be a little trash talking going on in between. We've got some guys from Texas, so they all talk, and they've been in, throughout high school, and then there's a lot of people in the school of Arkansas from Texas. So there's a lot going on just outside of the football program. So, yeah, if we're competitive, it will mean a lot more going forward. But if it's not a competitive football game, it'll just be another game that everybody, kind of throws Arkansas out. And it'll be interesting to see, how Texas does, with a new head coach as well. So on their end, they're trying to keep people in state, and on our end, we're trying to kind of cherry pick some of the better athletes out of the state of Texas and the people going to school at the U of A.
Yeah. All right, Brett Goode with us here. He's part of the winning team at Henderson Phillips Employer Solutions. Looking forward to playing some golf with you next week as you're going to join me and Ty. Is it okay if Ty plays with us, or do you want me to see if I can find a different course?
That's what I was going to ask. Now that he's come back out, as a Packer fan, should I bring my ring down to let him see it?
Oh, absolutely.
Playing, or can we trust him?
Absolutely.
Trust is a big word with Ty,
Yeah, full of it. A lot of people
I understand.
trust him.
No, we welcome Ty. Just none of those noises he made the other day on the radio. It's kind of a quiet sport with a collared shirt.
Yeah, stop.
Why do I have to wear collar? Why is golf? Why do you have to wear a collared shirt in golf?
You could get you a mock turtleneck, those ones that Tiger Woods wear, but you got to have the body to fill that out.
No, he doesn't have that.
I got the neck muscles to get away with that. The jawline.
Well, you got neck muscles because it has to hold that big head of yours up. It's constantly inflating.
It keeps growing. And
exactly.
The talent inflates it, and can't help it.
That's the problem. All right, Brett's part of the team at Henderson Phillips. I know employee benefits are always on the mind of owners. It's seemingly, Brett, the cost continue to go up, 10 or more % every year, and you're trying to find affordable solutions. I know you can help people and look through their portfolio and find them other options.
Yeah, that's right. The rates go up, but we try to get other options for people. We try to take people to self-insured. So there's all kinds of ways that we can work with you and look to see kind of where we can take advantage of some situations that you're not looking at and maybe help you out on the tax side as well.
Yeah, and you talk about self-insured. There's companies out there that think I'm not big enough for that. Well, you might be surprised. It'd be worth the phone call to you to find out more about creating a self-insured program.
There is. There's a lot of tax benefits. There's a lot of money saving for your company, and we would love to take you that and give you that opportunity to take you to that position.
All right, 479-651-2292. Brett's a good guy. You know he's a good guy because he's going to play golf with Ty next week. 651 and do it voluntarily. 651-2292. Brett Goode with Henderson Phillips Employer Solutions. Over under on golf balls lost by Ty. I'm going to go 6.5.
I like that. I'm going to go over.
Over.
I'm going to take the over.
All right.
I'll remember that.
It's a scramble because we can judge that if we drive the cart, we can just drive off.
Exactly. We got control of that. So
I guess I'll just have to walk and get my balls because I'm going to be under that. I'm going to be at 6.
You'll get left behind then.
I'm going to be at 6.
All right. We'll see you Monday out at Lost Springs and Rogers.
All right. See you guys. Have a good one.